Okay, here we have my pile of hardwood pallets. As you can see, it's hardwood alright, compared to the pile of pine pallets, which isn't hardwood. I like to use the pine in the roofs and things like that, so I break the pallets up. Here's another pine pallet, just so that you can see the difference. And these are the boxes that I use for the interior. I just pull those apart, and I also make swarm boxes and nucs out of the corners of the boxes. That's just by the way. So I'm making two stands at once, so I've got a spare one to put the next box on. What I've done is, on the long saw, I've just knocked all the overhang off, and I'm not going to have to worry about that there, because I'm going to put a fascia on there and also on the front. But what I needed was them to be docked and nice and square and flush, and I actually cut one rung off. So the length of this is 1 metre long. Your hives is about 1.2, and that means that it'll sit nicely on the hive. So if you wanted to make it lighter, you could remove every second rung. If you choose to take these off, the supports at the bottom, you'll have to make a shelf because the legs will want to splay. Okay, so I'm using 3 coach bolts for every leg, and what I do is just put one in and run a level up, check that way, on a level up. If you don't do this, you're not going to get a table that stands up correctly. So that's level that way, and then now I know it's level both ways, I'm going to put the other 2 bolts in. Okay, so we have the finished version, all nice and square. The fascia does actually help keep everything straight and square, and as you can see, it tidies it all up. So I'm going to chuck that on the ute and go up the back, and we can have a look at a painted one and see how lovely the painted ones look. So there you go. Basically, apart from the screws, the supports came from a pallet, the top came from a pallet, these came from offcuts on a construction site. So apart from the coach bolts and the handful of screws for the fascia, it's a free stand. Yay! Okay, here we go, the painted stand. Red and white. Long hives for as long as you can see. Red and white, red and white. White and white, and that's actually made for somebody in a wheelchair, so it's only got 400 legs on it. As you can see, it brings it up nicely. I used to make them with the legs built into the box, as you can see. The problem with that is if you get AFB, you're not going to get them on a pallet in the eradication chamber or box or whatever they call it. So it's I stopped making them and I stopped making them longer than that pallet length, because I don't want to burn the hive. It takes me days to make these hives, so I certainly don't want to burn them just because I get a disease. So there you go.